Hello there, it's the Archivist from TradingCardArchives.com, and I'm here today to open up some mail. And I've got a few boxes to open. Well, I've got two boxes, and then I've got one monstrosity that, I mean, the title here probably gives it away, but we are going to be uh, shocked if anything survived this box that you're going to see. I'm going to do that box last just because it's kind of big and very misshapen. But yeah, I finally got one of those disaster orders. I've seen people post them on Instagram before, and so I knew it could happen, but it's never happened to me where a box just arrived totally mangled and opened, and you can see right inside. And yeah, that's never happened before. So I had a bad shipment once. Remember, with my boutique cards, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, the box was like a little bit broken, and the card boxes inside were like definitely crushed, but every single card was fine. Like I opened all of them, they all turned out fine. So everything actually worked out great on there. I didn't seek a refund or anything. This one, this one is a lot worse than that. But anyway, you'll see that when we get to it. We're going to start with the simplest thing, which is this envelope here. And what I love about this is it kind of demonstrates the power of our new Discord. So me and the trading card collector started a Discord together, and we've been inviting all of our channel participants and anyone we can find to join. We've even got an AliExpress vendor who joined. So, so somebody who actually works and sells these cards in China is on that Discord and posting previews of sets that aren't listed yet. They sent us super high quality versions of all the flyers, so much higher quality than you can get on AliExpress's website. And they've been able to answer questions too. Like we've been able to ask them, hey, what comes in that case? And they'll just tell us because they have the case, right? So it's fantastic to have that there. Yeah, so the Discord has been great, but also trading has been awesome. So I did a trade with one of the users. His username is AverageJoe, and we traded. What did I send him? I forgot now. But I sent him a couple cards, and then I asked for a Marvel card in return, and he sent me the Marvel card. So that's what should be inside here. But yeah, we've been doing trades on there. Al's been able to finish some puzzles. There's a marketplace. It's been wonderful to have. I should have really started it a long time ago. I'm sorry, but yeah, there's a lot going on. So let's get this open, take a look at it, and then we'll move on to the boxes from here. And again, this is a trade from AverageJoe. And so I just sent him my cards kind of in an envelope like this, and he sent the one he's given me back too. There we go. There it is. Oh yeah, Nick Fury. I remember now. So I had forgotten exactly which card I asked for. But yeah, it was this Nick Fury SSR. I did not have this SSR yet, and that is packaged really well. Thank you, AverageJoe. I mean that is awesome. It's obviously it's sleeved. It's in a top loader, and then the top loader is in a team bag. So very well protected card, which is great to get. I think that's better than the ones I sent you. Sorry, AverageJoe. I'll do better next time. But yeah, what a fantastic looking card. I mean, Nick Fury is one of maybe not my favorite character, but it's definitely a very good character. And Samuel L. Jackson did such a great job portraying this character in the movies that I always kind of like the cards. So yeah, there is Nick Fury on a hero battle card. Very cool. All right, now let's move on to some of the boxes. Where should we start? How about we start with normal, and then we'll get weirder as we go. So this box is what I would call normal. So this is actually Western cards. So this is a result of an order I did with Dave and Adam's card store. So not AliExpress. I know it's weird, but I do collect Western cards too. Sometimes they have to be kind of special, right, to get their place in the archives. And I think you'll see why this particular box caught my eye once I get it out of here. And since it is from Dave and Adams, it should come with some gifts too that we could open up and come with it. Well, there we go. Yeah, so they always send you some gifts with all their orders. So we got some gifts here. And then, right, I got a blaster box of Topps Chrome 2024. Last year I went all out and I actually completed the Topps Chrome set for 2023. I have a binder with the complete set in it. I had maybe 4 hobby boxes to do that. But this year I wasn't going to go so deep into that again because it cost a lot of money. They're like $200 a hobby box. So instead I just got one blaster to start. And we'll take a look at this. We'll open these up, not today, some other time. I'll do maybe a Star Wars video. I have a few different Star Wars sets I could open, and we'll take a look at it. There's no guaranteed auto or anything in the blaster, so that's only in the main hobby box. But this is the big boy. So this is why I did that order, was to do this. So this is the X-Files. So if you remember, that's a show from, what, the 90s, I think? When I was growing up, this show was very popular. And what I love about this set is it's not an old set. So this isn't from when the show was originally running. This is a brand new set. This set was printed in 2024. And it was printed, very recently. It's a brand new product, pretty much. And it's called the Monsters of the Week edition, which is perfect because X-Files kind of, they didn't invent that type of show, but they really made that kind of show mainstream, the Monster of the Week type show. And not all of their episodes were Monster of the Week episodes. Some of them were character building episodes or things like that, or they have bigger arcs. But a lot of them were just, hey, this monster appeared, we got to go investigate it, figure out what it is. And then that's the episode, right? And those were always some of the best episodes because they had cool looking, crazy looking ghouly monsters, and they had to figure out who they were. Now this also includes autographs and I think some relics. There's all kinds of interesting things in this set, just because it is a modern set. And kind of show you on the back here some of the script. There's cards that go through the scripts of the pilot script, so you can, if you had the full set, you could have the full pilot script. It's reproduced on cards. That's amazing, right? I'm super excited to see that, and I'm going to show my wife. She's a screenwriter, so she'll love seeing that too, I think. And also an X-Files fan. I think a lot of people are X-Files fans, so it makes sense. This is again from the original show, and what really like about it is, I'm a big fan of the SCP wiki, right? SCP Foundation. SCP Foundation is really built on the Monster of the Week concept. Like, that's the whole thing. Every single article is a new monster, and you get introduced to it, you get some backstory, you get some resolution, maybe some cool narrative stories, but it's each one is a different monster. And so to me, like, when I saw this Monster of the Week edition set come out, I was just like, oh, that's perfect. I have to get that. And so I did. And so I have that box. We will open that and take a look at it. Not today maybe, but very soon. That won't sit on the shelf for very long. I know sometimes, like I have those Mad Magazine cards I got. Gosh, when did I get those? Almost 6 months ago now, I think. I have both the yellow and the green box. They're still unopened. And I have Mystery Science Theater 3000 cards that I got literally like over a year ago, and those are not opened yet either. What's interesting about that is I just found someone selling the 3rd edition box sealed today. So I've ordered that already on eBay, right? Those are incredibly rare. So Season 1 and Series 1 and Series 2 of MST3K are very common. You'll see them pop up on eBay all the time. Because there were, like, I talked to Richard about this. He printed a lot of those boxes, but then when it got to Series 3, he didn't print that many boxes. There were only maybe a couple hundred more than what were sold on the Kickstarter, so there aren't a lot of them available. And then Series 4 is even rarer. In that case, I think he printed only what was in the Kickstarter. So for that series, I have never found a Series 4 sealed box. You'd have to find someone who participated in the original Kickstarter all those years ago and just never open the box, right? It's almost not going to happen. But getting a Series 1, 2, and 3 is probably the best I can do for my collection. So I'm trying. Now this is the we're going to open these now. This is the gift that came with the Dave and Adams order. So Dave and Adams is this big, huge card store. They don't pay me anything. This isn't a paid advertising. I'm just telling you who they are. But they're a big card store online, and you can order cards from them. There's a couple things I love about them. One, they have this like loyalty program. So every time you put an order in, you keep earning points into your program, and it never resets, right? So I've been doing it now for 2 or 3 years, and I'm at like their top bronze level, almost into their silver level. And you get discounts and access to like special store pages depending on what level you are, shipping discounts, all kinds of stuff like that. But you also get free gifts. And so whenever you do an order with them, as long as you hit the minimum, which is not hard, like with these two, I hit the minimum, just these two things, you can choose what free gift you want. And they have all kinds. They have sports cards. You can get, like I've gotten free blasters before. There's all kinds of cool stuff you can pick from. But I thought for this one I would get some of the Marvel cards. So these are the Age of Ultron Marvel cards. And we're just going to open these and take a look at them. They're old now, so they're not, you know, the coolest cards or anything, but they still kind of neat. And they come from that Age of Ultron movie, which I think, you know, when it first came out, oh, that's like a behind the scenes. That's cool. Oh, that's really neat. Yeah, okay. How cool. When that movie first came out, I don't think it was very well loved. A lot of people thought they made Ultron kind of a goofy character instead of being a serious threat. But I think over time, the movie has, people have come around to it and started to maybe understand the vision of that movie some more. It's actually one of my favorite of the Marvel movies, the Avengers movies anyways, was this one with Ultron, just because, I don't know, I thought it was very unique the way it was shot and the way they had the big city come up, and oh, there's a lot of, I think, of very cool aspects to that movie. So when I saw the cards were available, I gave them a grab. And again, these are totally a free gift, just that comes along with ordering from David Adams. As you saw there, they do an excellent job on shipping. That box came in perfect condition. The other thing I said there were two things I loved about them. The free gifts was one. The other one is they don't charge any sales tax. And the reason you don't have to do that is because cards, collector cards like this, in America anyway, are considered an investment. I know that seems weird, but there is actually, I've looked it up, I've done all the research on this. I don't have it memorized, but there's like an accounting rule with the IRS that where these are considered an investment. And so they are actually covered by capital gains taxes and not sales tax. So it's the same way with stocks. Like when you buy a stock, like if you buy a share of Google or something, right? You don't pay sales tax on the purchase of that share. Like the concept sounds silly to everybody, right? You don't pay sales tax. You pay the price of the share and maybe a little money to your broker for facilitating the purchase. But when you sell it, you have to pay taxes depending on how much you gained or lost, right? And it's kind of neat because if you lose on the share, you actually like get money back. You get kind of like a bonus on your tax, although you lost money, so it's not great. But if you make money on the share, you have to pay a tax on the profit. So not the full cost, but whatever profit was from that sale. And then it depends on whether it's a short-term or a long-term sale. There's two different tax rates, right? The short-term tax rate is very high. And so there's a motivation to kind of hold on to assets like that for more than 2 years so that you can do the short-term or the long-term capital gains on it, which is a much lower tax. I think about 15%, something like that. And again, that's only on the profit, right? So if I were to sell these cards for no profit, there would be no tax ever, no sales tax and no gains tax, right? And so as long as I don't sell these cards for 2 years, I can, you know, do that declaration and declare them as a long-term capital gains. I hope everyone enjoyed the archivist teaching you tax law for a couple. That was like a really weird. Sorry, I don't know why I got into that. Nobody cares. I don't know. Maybe you do care. Let me know if you care about tax law. I could certainly do more videos on tax and accounting if you'd like. But no, that's probably all we need to know. Okay, sorry. Oh man. Oh man. Capital gains on a trading card channel. But it's a serious savings. Like if you buy from a shop that doesn't recognize that accounting rule the way that David Adams does, you will end up paying, you know, in California, 8%, 8 or 9% tax for buying it, right? Which with a $200 order, that's going to be, another $10-12 they have to pay, that I'd rather not pay, right? So that's why I use Dave and Adams. Now you know. Okay, now I told you we were going to get weirder, and here we go. So this looks like an AliExpress box, and it probably was because it says Fire Legend on it, that's a very cool set. I actually have that set right over there, but that's not what's in here. So this is actually sent from a viewer. I don't want to call you a viewer, Mike, because I want to call you a friend, Mike. I don't know if I consider you a friend at this point. So my friend Mike, who is one of the only other collectors of SCP trading cards that I know. I mean, there's probably like 2 or 3 that I know, but he's the major one, right? He's the only person I know who bought more of it than I did. I bought a lot. I bought a lot of SCP trading cards. I have a lot of them. He bought way more, and so he's now very close to completing his collection, and so he's started to try to get rid of the product he doesn't need anymore, right? Because there's certain boxes where once you have all the SHCs from that box, you don't need any more copies of that box. And so he graciously, and I mean super graciously, offered to send me all of his unopened product. So that's what is going to be in here. And this is a very heavy box. It's small, but it's heavy because it's just full of, I think, like the 50-pack yellow boxes is my guess. But I honestly don't know what all Mike sent me. He might have sent me there could be like a spring snake in here that's going to pop out and scare us on video. I don't know. We'll find out together. But he's also on the Discord. So if you're not a member of the Discord, I'll put a link in the video description. You should join because there's a lot of cool people on there now. And Mike is there too. He's Shinoa. It's his username. And yeah, so he sent me this all the way from Europe. I don't want to say exactly where he lives. He told me not to dox him, so I'm not going to do that. But he sent this from Europe, and I wanted to point out it got X-ray checked. Yes, so they made sure that there were no guns or anything in here. No, it's just trading cards, so it's nothing that interesting. And so what he did is he sent me these were missing. These are. Thanks, Mike. He sent me a sheep. I don't need more sheep. I have like 100 copies of the sheep, but thank you for that. But these are all the cards I was missing. So he basically sent me from his collection everything that I was missing. I blocked out your address, so no one should be able to see that there. Let's get this open and take a look at these. I'll sleeve them up later. I wonder how many sheep he sent me. Probably a lot. Yeah, but these are 2 of the... Oh, wow. Oh, man, I did not have this ZR, and that looks really good. So I was missing actually quite a few of these ZRs, but he sent me all those. This is one of the URs I was missing. And he sent me his whole flock of sheep. Oh, thank you, Mike. I'm not joking. I have over 100 copies of this card. Now I have like 120 copies of this card. I have my own collection of faceless sheep that is mine. They're my faceless sheep. That's wonderful, Mike. Thank you. That helps me complete that collection. And I might be done at this point. I have to go through it one more time once I put them in. I'll make a video if I am done. I might actually be done. Are these more faceless sheep? Oh gosh. So he used the faceless sheep as packing material, which that's appropriate. They're fuzzy, so that makes a lot of sense, actually. Sorry. And these are why it was so heavy. So these yellow boxes, these are 3 yuan boxes from the SCP Foundation set. They have 50 packs in them. So there's 50 packs of cards in here. And they come with some really special green GRs, and the only UR from Kmon's set is in this box as well. I have everything I need from these boxes, though. So I was planning actually to give these away. So in the next giveaway, I will include these in the prize pool, and you can, if you win and you want them, you can get both of these. So I would send you both of these in the mail. They're very heavy, so it will be an expensive package, but I will do that. So that is one choice that we have for the giveaway. Yeah, so I'm not going to open those. I talked to Mike about that. He knows I was going to give them away. And then I guess he gave me some Flower Girl. I am unsure what this is. It's something waifu. Well, I'm less sure what this is, but I appreciate it, and we'll open one and probably give one away. It's probably what we'll do. It looks like we have the... No, those are going to be the same set, I believe. Yeah, so we'll probably open one of these and give one of these away. And then let me just... oh my gosh. Are these all... Okay, they're not all... Okay, this is both sheep. It's not just the faceless sheep. A lot of faceless sheep, though. I think he had more faceless sheep than I did. This is incredible, Mike. Thank you. I can't even... I'm like breaking up over here. This is awesome. Wow. Just to get this many more faceless sheep, I still don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do some art project with them. It's kind of the idea, and I'm not sure what yet. But if anyone has ideas, post it in the comments, because I am always interested in ideas. But yeah, I will do something with all these faceless sheep. This is not a faceless sheep. That's a telephone sheep, which is a different SCP. In that one, you kind of like, it's a virus that infects you, and you sort of will like grow a telephone on your face over time. It's kind of a creepy SCP, actually. This is a lot of sheep. That's a lot of sheep, and we're not even done yet. Oh my goodness. Let me just get the rest of these out, and then we'll sort through them, and then yeah, that'll be good, because that's a lot of sheep. There's so many. This is going to double the number of sheep that I have in my collection now. What I could do is I could buy a binder and then just fill it with the sheep SCPs. Someone would open that someday, like, long after I'm dead, and my wife is like going through my stuff, like 30, 40 years from now, and they'll find that binder and just be like, what? Oh, that'd be amazing. And also like really weird, which I like it. I like it already. It's a great idea. Okay, that's all telephone sheep. And these are all faceless sheep. Oh my goodness, Mike. I sent him cards to help him finish his collection too, but I sent him only like maybe 5 or 6 cards. So he sent me this whole box back. Like I say, we'll be giving stuff away, so we'll definitely give away this. We'll give away one of these. We'll open one of these just because I'm kind of curious what it is. But yeah, that's all sheep, and that's not even. There's some in that pile too. Incredible. Okay, let's. I'm trying to figure out like how I'm even going to deal with this many sheep. This is what it's like to collect SCP trading cards. It's just sheep everywhere, just sheep everywhere and everywhere and everywhere. Okay, but I do want to get these ones sleeved, so I'll leave those out for sleeving. I'm not going to sleeve all the sheep, sorry. All right, then let's put these boxes to the side. And we will get the last box, which, and remember, I promised there's something really weird here too, so we're going to get to that. Here we go. I'm gonna show you this as best I can. Keep in mind, this was a box. So boxes are like rectangles, right? They have corners and sides, and they're supposed to be sort of straight. This is what my wife and I went out to like a jazz night at the museum last night, where everyone listens to jazz, and then we came back home. It was kind of dark. Looked over on the porch. This was sitting on the porch just like this. Like, I didn't do anything to this. This is exactly how it was sitting on the porch, opened like that. So God knows if anything is salvageable in there. And I remember my wife picking it up and going, I've never seen a box that destroyed in my life. And I told her, like, I have, but only in pictures. I've never gotten one this bad before. So I'm going to try to figure out how to open this now, because it's not a box anymore. It's just kind of a twisted cardboard coffin for the cards. And I don't want to say which shop it came from until I'm sure, but once I do, I will tell you which shop it came from, because I strongly believe in name and shame. It's not their fault, like they don't control shipping, but at the same time, my God, this has never happened. And even as bad as this is, it's possible that the cards are going to be just fine. Like, it's possible, right? It's probably not very probable, but it's possible. I can't even open this because it's like it's not really a box anymore. It's like, oh, it's just like a mess of tape and twisted cardboard. It's reminding me of the quotes about Darth Vader, where they're like, well, he's not a human anymore, he's just a twisted machine. And I look at this and I'm like, this is just a twisted box. It's, oh, ow. Oh my God, this hurts. It's like, it's painful to have to open. Not just from the paper cuts, but from the way it's breaking my heart to see trading cards treated like this. Okay. Holy God. Man. Alright, so we got some of this. Oh, you're gonna love this. So inside are two smaller boxes, which are just beat up. Two more smaller boxes. Oh my goodness. Okay, that, and then these are also there. Hey, you know, this one's actually not in terrible condition, you know, for what it is. These, however, are in terrible condition. Ooh. Ooh. Well, let's maybe do these two little ones first. So you might be able to see from just reading it, but this is Card Fund's. I mean, obviously it's got Card Fund all over it. But this is Card Fund's new Bifrost set, which is a set of butterfly cards. And the Silver Tree on Discord showed us these. She had bought a few boxes of these, and they are so nice. I mean, they look amazing. So I just had to pick up my own boxes of them. Oh, okay. Actually, I can't open those because the cards are just kind of in there. So we're gonna have to do that on a video sometime. But yeah, when I do the butterfly video, we'll open these up because that's what's inside here. Is there's just kind of 6 butterfly cards. There's only 6 cards in a box. But I'll show you the flyer and everything so you can see the cards look fine in there. They have a lot of I show you, but there's a lot of bubble wrap around them, so they don't look damaged. So those, at least, these made it, I believe. Oh my gosh, these though. I know what store this is. This comes from the Card Fund Choice Store, which, again, like, it's not their fault. They don't really have any control once things are shipped as to what's going to happen to them. But at the same time, man, some plastic corners could have gone a long way here. Just, there's got to be something that could be done that would make this a little bit more survivable than what happened. But yeah, it looks like this got just crushed. Like, it looks like a car drove over it, right? It's that kind of level of crush. I'm crushed. Everyone's just crushed here. Well, this is going to be Dynasty Cat Series 3. Is what's in there. Maybe it actually survived. Look, it's possible those survived. To be honest, it's possible. They might have. I've certainly seen worse. So it's totally possible. But yeah, this is Card Fund's set of Dynasty Warrior cat cards. So basically characters from the Three Kingdoms era of China drawn as cats. I believe the official name for the set is like Let's Draw a Cat. But it's there's beautiful, beautiful cards in here. I've opened a lot of the first set, the second set actually. I've never found the first set anywhere. But there's signed cards in here. So cards signed by that's Dai Debong. That's like one of the top painters in China. Like this guy, his paintings are in museums all over the world. Like Alakma has some of his paintings, right? They're all over the world. He's a very, very famous artist, and he signed a card for this set. It would be like having, no joke, it would be like having Picasso sign a card. It's like that kind of level of fame. If you're not in the art world, you wouldn't recognize this artist. But if you are in the art world, you know who that artist is because he's just as famous as Picasso or anyone like that. And so it's amazing to have that. But there's a lot of other artists who worked on this set, including one who published a book with her artwork from this set in the book. So I've actually ordered that book, and I'll have that book too. So when that book gets here, we'll look at that and we'll look at this set at the same time. But yeah, let's get the other one open. If this will have the same thing in it, just like accordioned up. And oh, a lot of channels might hide this part of the hobby, the sort of the shipping situation. But I like to show it because I think it helps you to see sort of what could happen, right? Because you are buying a product that has to get shipped literally around the world, and in some of the roughest shipping conditions that exist. And so what you're seeing here is possible, right? And you need to be ready for it. And I like to show that because it kind of helps other people sort of make a decision like, do I want to risk that? Like if you think your heart would just be totally broken if this happened to you, you probably shouldn't order from AliExpress, right? Because this can happen. But if you're willing to, accept, a slight cosmetic damage, major cosmetic damage on the box like this, the cards are probably totally fine in there. So I actually am pretty confident the cards in both those boxes would be fine. So I'm not worried about it, actually. Even as bad as that is, I'm really not worried. I think the Bifrost cards turned out great. They look like they survived perfectly. These boxes are rough, but those cards are definitely protected in there. This box probably more so than this one. But both are certainly going to be protected. So I think I'm okay. I think I came out okay. And then the other thing I was going to say there is, like, I like to show this because if there had been a problem, like let's say this had been totally crushed and like was obviously bent or something where the cards couldn't possibly have survived, you can get a refund. And you can get a refund from AliExpress. You just take pictures of the box, you show them what was wrong, they'll tell you. Sometimes the vendor will offer to ship it again. Sometimes they'll give you a coupon for your next order, or sometimes you just get a refund, but you get to keep it anyway, right? And so if any of the cards survived, you can get a refund and also keep whatever did survive, right? Sometimes it's nothing, but if something did, you can keep that. They don't make you send it back. So that can be great too, right? It can be kind of a little windfall, actually, sometimes. Like I've gotten a few times where I've gotten like straight up free boxes because of that, right? Where I got a refund because the box and everything was just so damaged that I was sure it was broken. And then when I got the refund and I went to open the box, it was actually fine. So that can happen, right? So I do like to show all sides in that way. I'm not an all sides person, but in that case. But anyway, very excited about this. Like I said, I have the book coming too, so it's a big book in Chinese, so I won't be able to read it, but the art is amazing. And yeah, I'll show you that as soon as it arrives. But for now, that is our video today. That was the mail video. Thank you very much, Mike. That's a lot of sheep, man. That is a lot of sheep, but I appreciate it. I promise I will do something cool with this flock of sheep. Someday I need to think of what it'll be. But for now, I'm going to sign off here. And yeah, have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.